Alright, this is a basic introduction to operating systems and the command line. So an operating system allows the hardware on your computer, such as your monitor, keyboard, memory, drives, processor, etc., to all work together, and it allows the user to run programs. Programs are what you think they are. It's all your games, browsers, Office suite, and more. Often they read and write data to your hard drive. Um, there are many programs running on your computer that you don't know about. So to see some of what's running, you can open a terminal and run the program top. Okay, so here I am at a terminal. We'll talk more about what this is right here, but if I just type TOP and run this program, I can see the different programs running on my computer right now. I can see their CPU usage, something about their memory usage, etc. If I hit Q, it brings me back to the command line. So this command line is also known as the bash shell. The bash shell gives you full access to your operating system without the use of a GUI. Now a GUI is all the stuff that you can see in the background here. It's my dock, it's these files and folders, it's the menus that drop down, it's all this visual stuff. So I can open this folder right here and I can see the files inside of there, and I'm using the GUI right now. We can achieve these same things through the command line, and that's what I'm going to show you a little bit about right now. All of it's available from Bash. So let's look at how to navigate folders or directories in Bash. First thing that I want to do is I'm going to print working directory. So this command pwd is going to show me where I am. So on my computer, I am in the directory, or the folder if you will, users/Daniel. On a Mac, you can open this real easily like so, and we can see that from my root right here, which is my hard drive essentially, you can think of it that way, I'm in the users folder and then Daniel, and then this is quote unquote where I am right now in Bash. Okay, if I hit on a Mac, if I hit Command K, it's going to clear the screen. Let me just hit pwd one more time. You see I'm in users/Daniel. Okay, well enough. I know where I am now. What else do I want to know about? It would be nice to know what's here, right? What's in this folder Daniel, or rather this directory Daniel. If I hit ls, it's going to show me all of what's available there. I've got applications, desktop, documents, etc. Why don't I just open my home directory again, and I can see from Daniel right here, there's all the stuff that just popped up when I typed ls. So when I type ls from wherever I'm at, it's going to show me what's in this directory. Next thing I should be thinking about is cd. So you can see this teaching directory I have over here. Let's actually move into that directory and see what's there. So I'm going to cd teaching. And now one nice thing about most bash shells is if you type the first few letters and hit the tab button, it'll just autocomplete for you, so you don't have to type out the whole thing. So I'm going to cd teaching, hit return, and now you can see I'm in the home directory. This little tilde sign stands for my home directory. That was called Daniel. And from there I'm in teaching. So things aren't going to look the same anymore when I hit ls. When I hit ls, I've got these other directories in here that are showing folders. So why don't I just open this in the file browser again so you can see what I'm talking about. So here is my home directory. I just changed directories into teaching, and then when I typed ls right here, it listed all these other directories. Okay, so I've got this one called KJHS, and it's just got all of my stuff organized here in various ways. So let me show you what that could look like. So I'm going to cd kj, and I'm just going to hit tab. It'll autocomplete. And I can't remember all of the directories in there, so I'm going to hit tab twice. Hey, what do you know? It's just going to give me a hint as to all the directories that are in there, and you can see that I'm still typing out this cd command. So why don't I cd into classes? What else is there? Okay, how about let's do stats, and then, okay, that's good enough. I'm going to hit Command K and clear my screen here. Now you can see it's telling me what directory I'm in. If I type pwd, it's going to list out the whole thing. This tilde right here is a shortcut for users/Daniel. This top bit right here is called the root, and that's kind of where everything starts. You can think of your file system as like a tree. It's like a tree with all these directories and files in them. Okay. Now, why don't I just go back to my home directory? There's a shortcut to get there. Okay. Instead of doing cd users/Daniel, I'm going to have to put the root first. Okay, that would take me to my home directory, but that's not what I want to do. I'm going to do a little shortcut, cd tilde, and it takes me back to my home directory. I'm going to pwd to double check that. And what was in here? All of these directories were. Why don't I change to my desktop? So I'm going to cd desktop, and we can see a few things happen here. Why don't I make a file on my desktop? Sometimes from the command line you just want to make a file, and I'm going to call this file random. So I'm going to touch, that's the command. This is a little program right here that's going to make a file for me. I'm going to touch a file called random. Why don't I just call it .text? And where is it? Ah, took a second for it to pop up. I don't know why it took so long, but you can see here I've got this file random.txt that popped up on my desktop, and now you also notice on Mac here, when I dragged it into the terminal, it auto-filled in the path to this file. Okay? So I just made a file here. It's totally empty, nothing special. What if I want to delete it? Why don't I rm for remove random.txt, and now rand should be enough. I hit tab, it auto completes, and there you go. You'll see that it disappeared over here. Okay, Command K is going to clear my screen. Now, what if I want to make a directory? Okay, that means make a folder. So I'm going to make dir. This is just another little program. It's a part of my operating system, and it's going to make a directory for me. So the directory I'm going to make is, let's just call it temp for temporary. I'm in the directory desktop already, so I should see it pop up on my desktop somewhere here. Yep, there it is. It popped right up. Okay, I'm going to open this so we can kind of see some stuff that happens here. If I cd into temp, and I'm going to touch file 1, look, there it is. It popped up file 1. If I touch file 2, there it is, another file. So I just made some files. If I want to make a Python file, I could touch hello.py, and there I have a Python file. If I want, I can come and open it up. Oops, I didn't really want to open it in Xcode, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to say, you know, this will be a Python program someday. And I'm going to save it, and I'm going to close it. Now there's all kinds of programs that you can run from the command line here. If I wanted to know what's in that hello.py file, I could, for example, type cat hello.py, and it's going to spit it out. And you see I get a little funny looking behavior right here because there's not a proper end line at the end of that file, I guess. Don't think about this too much. You don't need to know all that. Right now, we've gone over the commands pwd, which prints the working directory that you're in. We've gone over the commands ls, which shows you everything that's in that directory. We've talked about cd, which allows you to change directories. We've talked about touch, which allows you to create files. We also did make dir, this one right here, if I do a make dir temp2, this is going to make another directory for me. See, it just popped up another folder in there. Now, I'm going to move a couple of these files into there. So let's try move file1 to temp2 slash file1. Okay, and look, you see that it disappeared right there. Where did it go? Well, if you guessed that it went into temp2, then you guessed right. Let's delete some stuff. Oh, there's one more thing that I want to show you with move. You can also use move to rename files. If I did move file2 to, let's call it elif2. I just spelled file backwards. I couldn't think of anything right now. Right now, my current working directory, which is being shown to me right now, is temp. So I'm in this directory. I'm not really in temp2. I'm going to take this file2 right here, and I'm going to change its name to elif2 by using this move command. Okay, and you can see that it changed right there. If I do an ls, I can verify that. Okay, why don't we remove some stuff? So if I remove elif2, I hit tab to autocomplete that for me. It's gone. If I remove hello pi, it's gone. If I remove temp2, it's going to be angry with me. It's going to say, hey, this is a directory. So I need to add an extra option to this command rm. I'm going to say remove -r. The R stands for recursive. That means go into the folder and delete everything in there, including other folders and whatever is in them. Okay, that's what recursive means here. And I'm going to force it, meaning that it's not going to ask me for permission to do so. Okay, so remove -rf temp2, and all that stuff is gone. Okay, I'm going to Command K to clear my screen right here. Now I'm still in the same directory, desktop/temp. It's just this little folder right here that I created a while ago. If I want to move backwards one level, so if I want to move back to my desktop, two ways I could do it. I could do cd home directory/desktop, or the shortcut just to move back one level is cd ... That takes me backwards. Okay, and there I am at desktop. Now when I ls, you can see all of these files and directories that are sitting on my desktop. That's what I just did. Okay, and I want to remove this temp folder. So I'm going to remove temp. Now it's going to be angry. Try to guess why it's not going to do this for me. It's because it's a directory. So I'm going to remove -rf temp. And there you go. It's gone. Be careful with this remove command because you can't undo it. So this is a brief introduction to the bash shell and doing things on the command line. If you have a Mac, then you already have this. It's in your terminal. If you have a Windows computer, I've been encouraging a lot of you to find a way to run Linux, because Linux also has this bash shell. And we're going to be running our programs and using something called Git from the command line here. And this is your introduction. I hope it's useful.